Yeah, within the nuclear industry, of course, the public health and safety is our highest priority, and so we put a high level of importance on security, and cybersecurity, of course, is a part of that. Many of us that work in the nuclear industry live actually fairly close to a reactor, and so our families are close by. We want to keep those plants safe to protect our own families. But of course, even beyond that, as part of the critical infrastructure, there's hospitals, and all of our business practices in our communities rely on the electricity. So keeping the plants running safely and keeping them on the grid is important. So security, of course, becomes an important part of that process. The sheer amount of work that we have to accomplish together over the next few years, it's really staggering. There's 138 controls for every CDA, for every system. And we have to go through and address first in the assessments, and then of course implementing controls for the holes and the gaps that we find in the assessment process. It's just a tremendous amount of work, and what we typically find is that the plants have capable staff. They're able to address these things on their own. However, the sheer magnitude of work that is required, they bring Invensys in because we have, again, a capable staff with nuclear experience, with cybersecurity expertise. We've been working in the industry for 50 years, and we come alongside and help shore up their workforce and help them to accomplish the mission. In order to meet the new regulatory requirements, the assessments really require an assessment tool to tackle all the questions efficiently. There's just so many questions to answer. You need a database to be able to do it efficiently, answer questions in groups of CDAs, and make that whole work process efficient. So we work with our nuclear plants to choose a tool if they don't have one, and if they already have a tool with Invensys, we are tool agnostic, and so we can work with whatever tool that the nuclear plant has chosen. And that's probably going to be a year or two of effort, and typically the plants just don't have the manpower to be able to do all those assessments themselves. So with Invensys, we come alongside and we do some of the assessments for them. We perform reviews of assessments. We come alongside and help to get that work done. Then, of course, from the assessments, you end up having to implement the controls to satisfy and remediate the findings of the assessments. So with Invensys, we develop solutions for whitelisting, for centralized log management, for backup and antivirus. And we've worked with the industry to come up with solutions and implement those in the nuclear plants that will work with the different security levels, that will traverse one-way data diodes and work in those type of environments. And within Invensys, of course, we have the benefit of seeing what's happening at multiple different plants and bringing some of that information into our knowledge base as we choose a solution that will meet the requirements of the new regulation. Having a holistic approach for cybersecurity is extremely important because it's easy to get caught up into the process of thinking, I just need to meet the requirements of the regulation and a compliance mindset. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that our systems are truly secure and that these security controls that we're putting into place are going to protect us. So with Invensys, we try to keep a life cycle mentality and a holistic approach, and making sure that as we address a security control for a system, how does that integrate with the rest of the systems around it? How does that integrate with the overall defensive strategy for the nuclear plant? And having the mentality of, if I implement this security control, how am I going to maintain that? And does it make sense? Does it fit in with the other programs that already exist at the nuclear facility? The nuclear community has done a great job of collaborating, coming together, and coming up with ways to approach some of these security controls and how to take advantage of some of the programs. However, there's still, of course, the gaps and the individual unique requirements for each nuclear facility. So we try to step back and make sure that we've taken a holistic approach, address cybersecurity, so that at the end of the day, the systems are truly secure and they meet the compliance requirements as well.